How are we doing? Tonight's an interesting one. I don't normally do stuff like this, but I think it might be a new series that we can do on the live, as well as talking about content creation. The big question is tonight. I did a video this week all about the star of the week, and it was actually just an old meme like turned into a joke. You know what I'm like? I like to do those kind of visuals. And I basically did a video of the kids sitting there in the assembly, sort of clapping and like begrudgingly and really upset. And they're like, great, because they have worked really hard. They got an A star. They did all their homework. They've helped the teacher out, but they didn't get the award because the person who did get the award was the class clown who didn't that week eat the glue stick. And it kicked off. So I put that across my socials on YouTube and, you know, ICOC and the gram, and people really reacted, and not in the way I thought they would. It started out quite a lot, you know, a bit of fun, and then it turned into actually a lot of people felt they were overlooked. A lot of people felt that the awards is given out to the bad kids, as that's what people said. I'm not saying that. A lot of people felt that some schools just go, right, that school, it's this person's turn, so they get it. So it really kicked off. So tonight's show is all about, do we keep student of the week or star of the week awards? Do we scrap it? Do we keep it? Do we scrap it, or do we change it? Because so many people in the chat kicked off. On my other socials, where you find you get more sort of mums and stuff, a lot of them were saying how they felt their kid was overlooked, and it got really quite personal. And then a few mums then were sort of talking about their kid who had ADHD and saying that they struggled with, you know, the fact that their kid should get the award because it's really difficult for them. So we'll talk about it tonight. Teach Tommy T, thank you for your guide to year 7, because I've started high school and I've now have made 3 new friends after joining the theatre club. Leah, that's such a great thing to have here, because that's why I do those videos. I do lots of comedy videos, but I like to do self-help videos as well. So if that is what's helping you, thank you so much for that lovely feedback. Crochet Obsessed says, just asking, I keep being bullied and people older than by people older than you hurting on me on purpose. I went to the teachers and they didn't do anything, and I went to my head of year and they did. Well, I mean, in this case, you need to go straight to the head teacher with your parents. There's no further to go apart from the top now. You've done everything you should have. All I'll say there, before you just send that email, have the head of year said anything? Have you got any emails from them that actually sort of says what they're doing? But yeah, that's really sad. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Hopefully that won't happen anymore and you'll get it sorted. But I think you've done everything you can. I think you now need to go to the head teacher. Hi from Northern Ireland there. Hello there. And I love watching your videos. Thank you so much there. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Willow. Circus Baby. Hi, I go to 6th form now. I love it. I'm glad you love it. I'm doing history, BTEC sport, photography, and I have to resit maths. You know, I really like your options. You've got a good spread of options there, history and sport and photography. You couldn't have got more spread there. What I like about your options there, Circus Baby, is the fact that you'll definitely find out which one you want to go to if you want to go on to university. Good luck with resitting maths, by the way. Not always an easy thing to do. Tyler Griffiths says, oh, big up history as well. I'm glad you said that one, not geography. History over geography, guys. History over geography. When we did it at primary school, this is all about Star of the Week. That's the main sort of theme of tonight's chat. But we can talk about content. We can talk about lots of other Q&A. But the main theme of discussion tonight is Star of the Week. Do we keep it, scrap it, or change it? Because it's caused a lot of controversy. And if you haven't seen, go to my latest YouTube short. Go to it now, and you'll see what I mean. Because it really kicked off in the comments. So when we did it at primary school, it was rather unfair. They would often pick the same person 2 weeks in a row. I'm in year 10 now, but I feel like Star of the Week should be removed. And that is one of the biggest comments I got a lot. It's like an average of comments. That was a high volume of comments saying it was the same people, or they just give it out to someone different each week. But that kind of loses purpose, in my opinion. If you just go, right, we'll go alphabetically. We've got Mr. Burton today. Yes, Burton, what's he done? Well, he picked up something. He tidied up the class. He tidied up the classroom. He was supporting his classmates. You just think, you know he's going to win it. What's the point? Next week it's you know, Mr. Charles. Just don't get the point. What's this one say? Skidzart Scarts says, when I was being bullied for being a lesbian, there was a GC and that said they don't support the. That's shocking. That's absolutely shocking. I went to Pastoral and they didn't do anything. I'm so sorry. That's awful. That's a failure of your school. You'd never have that at my school. We're all about LGBTQ plus. We have a wonderful Pastoral team who support anything like that. Sounds to me like you had a really rough deal. I'm so sorry that was your experience. That is not like that in the real world. Well, certain places can be, but I hope everything will be better. Tommy, remember someone called Kabucha. Please read Kabucha. Great name. I love that name. SG and HRT Finn. Hi. Have you heard of Mathletics? That is brilliant. Love the name of Mathletics. No, I haven't. Tell me more. That sounds really cool. Morgan edits. Tommy, I need your help. I haven't got any friends and I'm really lonely. Do you have any advice for me? I always say at school, join lots of clubs and societies because you find like-minded people like you. So if you like drama, they'll like drama. If you like doing Warhammer, they'll like Warhammer. If you like Pokemon or football or tennis or anything like crochet, I don't know. Go and find those people. Even saying hi to someone in the lesson, like, hi, how are you? You all right? You know, if someone sits near you, or what you got next, or who's your favorite teacher? Just sparking those conversations. But clubs and societies is something I stick by, and it does work for a lot of people who started in year 7 this year. I wish you all the best. I'm sure you're a lovely person, though. Joe Hancock says, yeah, I love your videos and I'm subscribed to your channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Joe. I absolutely will. I love that comment. It really does push me to continue. When I went to elementary school, that sounds like an American here. When I went to elementary school, they would choose the more popular figures out of who hasn't got it. And that course bullying, it would do. This hasn't changed and should remove it. I got expelled by that. You got expelled? What? Really? Crazy. I get really triggered when you get English kids go, I went elementary. I'm like, why have you got an American accent? What's that all about? You went to primary school. There's no such thing as elementary in England. Oh, it's like, but yeah, absolutely love that. I hope, this is one of the big things about Star of the Week. Just giving it to the random people or the popular kids causes rifts, that does. I just started high school. Do you have any tips for being popular? Don't be popular. That's my biggest tip. The stress to become popular, couldn't think of anything worse. Why would you want to be popular? What's the game? There's no qualification of being popular. And what comes up will eventually go down. So I'd say, yeah, be careful with that one. Very careful with that one. I would not want to be popular. Be individual. What's everyone else's opinion about it? 6, 7. I always think with popularity comes like a price of like having to keep up the latest things, wear certain outfits, spray the latest spray. I don't know. And I always feel like popular people right at the top have had to do quite bad things to other people on the way up. Do you know what I mean? So what's people's opinion on that one? 6, 7, most annoying thing ever. I don't know. Skibbity was up there at one point. I think there's so many trends. I didn't mind 6, 7. I didn't mind 6, 7. I didn't mind seeing. What's the other one? Pookie. What's that? Pookie. Never got it. Never got that one. Never understood that one. Found that a bit weird. But for some reason, I just be like, okay. Mr. Over 18. Clearly not. I love this. Hey, sir. I gave it some thought. And I honestly think that they should scrap Star of the Week and replace it with more meaningful award, maybe once a month or a term. Otherwise, it's overused. Yeah, I agree. Star of the Week could be seen as something's overused. I would agree with that. I suppose if you do it over the week, you've got more chance of capturing every student. I do believe that over the entire year, a student in a classroom should have all got it. There's 30 kids in a classroom, 30 opportunities. Now that leaves you with about, I don't know, another 12, maybe odd certain weeks, right? I'm trying to think how many more weeks there would have been a school academic year. I'm gone a bit crazy there. So hang on, 8, 7, I don't know. That means there's still space for other people to get it twice. But I don't just want to give it to that student because they're alphabetically next. I just think a teacher should keep a tally, in my opinion, but give out the award for the good reason. But there's nothing wrong in a week going by not many people did much this week. But have you noticed that every week Cassidy, she always does her work? Let's just give it to Cassidy. Just been a great student. You know, the student what we all think, yes, thank you very much. So, Amy Marshall, thank you so much. 79. Let's everyone give Amy Marshall a like. Thank you, Amy. Guys, if you're hitting the super chat tonight, which is ruddy awesome of you, if you hit the super chat tonight, I will read your comment 100%. I won't miss it. You'll get a lot of chat. I'll answer your question. I will read what's ever on there as well. You can catch me out with that one. So anyone hitting the super chat tonight, thank you so much, my super chatters. I will be reading out your comments. We've got 170 people in the chat right now, so I can't always read everyone's comment at the same time. So those who hit super chat, guaranteed to be heard. Right, Sophie, I have ADHD, so do I. Sophie, I'm with you. And I'm really struggling with getting the motivation and not forgetting my homework. Do you have any real tips? Sophie, I'm going to give you a tip that probably is not a good tip, a bit of a naughty tip. I wouldn't say it's a tip either. I don't know about you, Sophie, but I used to be a person who would always get the work done on time. And sometimes I would do that in the morning of the day. Now, that comes with risk. It comes with huge risk, because if you don't understand the work and fail it and get it wrong, then you're like, oh my God, and then you're making a big mistake. I would look over the homework a lot, and I would kind of delegate my time elsewhere. But I'd look at the work and go, okay, so I do know some of this. I know what time it's going to take me, and then I would do it. But I don't think that's a good thing to do. I genuinely believe that you should create a time slot at home where your family all know that you've got to do homework. That phone is away. No distractions in the room, or limit them as much as you can. Do about 20 minutes work and have a 5-minute break. Do another 20 minutes, have a 5-minute break. That's a much better habit and a top tip. But don't do what I did. The only reason I said I did, I'm just very honest. That's what I used to do. I'm sure hundreds of people are the same, but I personally would not risk that anymore. Great question, though. Josh Dover, thank you so much for the super chat, Josh. That's incredible. £2. Can I have a detention? I never do homework. Josh, you're definitely on the board. I've screenshotted you. You're on the board. So yeah, well done, Josh. Good shout out on that one. You go on the detention board for that one. Josh is on the board. You should always do your homework. It's good practice when you get into revision. You know, I'd just be careful with that one. But Josh, I'm on to you. Have I got, what's this saying on the chat here? I hate school. You hate school? What do you hate school? Someone say, who here has actually got Star of the Week or had Star of the Week? Did anyone ever have that? I had like Man of the Match awards in football. That's another one. Football's a good one. Grassroots football. Did you ever get Man of the Match or Woman of the Match or whatever you want to call it? Player of the Match or Players Play, you know, things like that. That's always an interesting one. That is a really interesting one. Did you get that award? I'd love to know. Where what's that? Where's streaming? What now? What? When stream ending? When stream ending? We normally end about just before 8:30. 8:30. So it's normally a half an hour chat. We talk about Star of the Week. Do you like it? Do we scrap it? Do we keep it? Do we change it? What's your thing? Also content. Let me know about content you want me to. So I got Star of the Week. Well done. Those of you who got Star of the Week, well done, because it is a great thing to get, in my opinion. But I just think it's got to be done better, because after what I've read this week, I'm being a bit shocked by how people think. One thing I will bring up though is my ADHD crew. So if you've got ADHD, I'm on your side on this one. There's a reason why the class clown gets the award a lot of the time. And what people are like, oh, but they're disruptive most of the time. But then one day they were quiet. They go, oh, well done, you know, Brandon. That's great. Well, I'll tell you. Let me tell you about a story about Brandon. Brandon, like I said in the video, if you've not seen it already, imagine not being able to sit still. Like physically, if you've got ADHD, for some people, they can't sit still. They have to keep moving around like that, or like back and forth, or maybe they need something, you know, in their hand so they don't, like, you know, get distracted. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So they're like, I know, it's quite a cool Hot Wheels, that one. It's got like a little spanner, and then inside it's got an Allen kit. Anyway, see it get distracted. Their mind wanders. But imagine for 1 hour they didn't swing on their chair. They didn't interrupt on impulse. They didn't interrupt other people or bother them. They weren't clicking their pen. They got their head down. They did the work, and they were really hard working. That's incredible. That's rare. But when they went home, trust me, they would have been tired. So for those ones, that's why they get it. But I know all the other rest of the part of the week, everyone, but they did this and they did that. I know, but it's a difficult one. Who misses the special table? What's the special table? Did it have like things that you can go and do, like jigsaws and stuff, or like the kinetic stuff? Josh, thank you so much. You are 100% going on that board. Appreciate that, Josh. I've screenshotted to remind myself that you will go on the board with another super chat. Give that a like. So yeah, I just feel like people don't realise how difficult it is for the kid with ADHD. But then someone reminded me this argument that if you're student number one, who's like the one who's always good and does the work, how they feel when they're like not getting the award. They go home going, I've worked so hard today and I still didn't get anything. So it's a difficult thing. It is a difficult thing. So, but it needs changing. I got my 11 plus results. I passed. I have autism. Fantastic. Plague. Well done. L Plague. Thank you so much for your super chat. Let's everyone give L Plague a like though, because they did their 11 plus and they smashed it. Well done. It's a big thing. And autism. Congratulations. It's a great thing to celebrate as well. It's not a negative thing. You just think and do different things differently to other people. But hey, who doesn't? Who doesn't do things differently? So good. Big up my autistic community. Hope you're all keeping well. Big up the autism crew. You had a lot of people saying they had star of the week. I love it. I have ADHD, so do I. Mine's not diagnosed, so, but it's pretty obvious I've got it through looking at all the symptoms and stuff. But yes, the mind wanders a lot with the ADHD people as well. You got the ones who just sit there and they might not be fidgety and stuff, but in their head they're elsewhere. It's a difficult thing. Wow, there's a lot in the chat. Leah says, 3 edits, says, for me, I have ADHD and I don't shout out for anything. I do my work, but I have to fidget or chew on something. I mostly chews, but they get banned in my school. That's a difficult one. See, I'd let you chew. As long as it weren't like that, because that is distracting. If it was like that, no problem. The chewing gum thing got ruined by that first kid who went, oh, I just put my gum under the table. Great, now everyone's touching it. If no kid ever did that, chewing gum in class would be absolutely fine. I don't really see a problem. I think it stimulates people to be calm. So I don't really mind. Eating in class in my one, because I'm a SEND teacher, so I'm different. I don't mind it to a point, but I'd rather they stick on task. But the thing is, you've got to be careful cross-contamination and stuff. But chewing gum, eating polos and Tic Tacs and whatever you want to call them, no problem with me. No problem. What's the next one? I have autism, ADHD, and many other disorders. To stop going to one of my schools because they didn't support money. No, I hear that a lot. That schools aren't funded enough. Teachers aren't trained enough. Parents don't understand that all the time. Students don't get the support they want, and it all breaks down. And then it turns up, they come to where I work and they go, oh, the school was rubbish. And I'm like, well, the school wasn't rubbish. They just didn't have the training. They didn't have the money. And that's really difficult for some schools. I'm very sorry you went through that. Hopefully, if you hit a college level, you'll find like-minded people. Check out anything like inclusive learning, supported learning, anything like that. They're the ones you want to sort of follow next. I'm trying to get into Oxford Law. Any tips? My goodness me, you're talking to the wrong person. Good luck to you. Whatever you're doing, even if that is an ambition, you are going to go far with that kind of drive. Have you got a backup, though? That is what I would say for your UCAS. Like what are you going through next for your clearing and stuff as well? So have you been to that university? Yes, Oxford sounds fantastic, regal and amazing, but have you actually looked around it? Have you thought about how much it's going to cost you as well? University is quite expensive. Obviously, if you're doing law, you'll make it back. But yes, are there other law schools? Does it have to be Oxford? What is your thoughts on that one, I would say? Hey, sir, any advice? This is coming from Mr. Over 18 again. Any advice for my last exam today? It's Year 8 Cambridge Science, and it's most likely going to be the hardest exam. I have it at 1:30. Is that New Zealand Standard Time? And I haven't done as much study as my friends. Help. Look, I'm going to be really blunt with you. If you haven't revised and it's tomorrow, I would say revise the core stuff as quick like now. Come off here, go revise. But I'm going to be really deeply honest. Depending, unless you actually take that all in, you've got a long way to go with that. I just focus on the things like that are definitely going to be in that exam. Don't revise things you know. Revise things you don't know. I would give yourself a block of like 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and you need to take that in. But that's a lot to do. I would just, at this time in juncture, I would just sort of like prepare yourself for you might not do as well as your friends. Don't compare yourself to your friends in exams. That's never going to help. But personally, I would just look at the core things you don't know and learn it quickly as much as you can in your own way. But yeah, it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. You've got another, I'm sure, some more months to go after that. Maybe, something like that. But yeah. What's this? Oh, add a sticker. Any director or author you want to take. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Start Q&A. Look at this. This is good. Any director or author you want to talk to if possible. Oh, what would that be? Answer. Or can we answer? Oh, I don't know. Drag here to end Q&A. I don't know. Can we swipe on? Answer. It's weird. Just going to put that away now. Oh, I can't get rid of it. There we go. Right, that was weird. I thought you guys were answering that. That would have been quite good. I'm going into year 7 next year, but I have to wait till year 9 to pick the tutor. But in year 10, 11, then do exams. Yeah, that's an interesting one. You to pick your tutor in year 9. I thought you're given a tutor for the whole time. Crochet says, also I started high school. I felt left out. Oh, that's a shame. I've moved classes year 8 and came, and I've been feeling so left out and invisible. I feel like I don't even exist. Any help, please help. Oh, bless you. I can't say this enough. I know I sound like repeating myself, but I go back to the year 7 video. If you join a club and society that you're generally interested in, it could be a chess club, it could be Warhammer, it could be sport, it could be drama, it could be art. You're going to meet people who are like-minded like you who also enjoy that. And hopefully you'll be picked up then by some people and go, right, okay, well, let's hang out. Let's go and do this. Do you make an effort in the classroom with people who are sat next to you, go like, hi, how are you today? They'll be like, eventually like, oh, hi, nice. Thanks for chatting to me. Thanks for asking how my day was. It's really difficult making friends, but sometimes at high school, you don't always meet the people you would probably want to meet in real life, like outside of school. You will make friends. You know that, don't you? Like, I probably had about 4 or 5 close friends at high school. And one I still see today, but I don't see many of them after now. So I wouldn't say it's the be all and end all. You just need to find your own type of people, that's all. But don't be hard on yourself. Hi, Tommy. Can you give me any GCSE advice to become a Norwich England player? A Norwich England player? We need someone who can pass the ball to Josh Sargent right now. I can tell you that. We are missing out. We haven't scored since he got that player of the month. It's a curse when you get player. Every time Norwich you get player of the month or manager of the month, the next month you're like, well, that's all going downhill now. Megs says, I went to primary school in Wiltshire and we had a golden book where all the teachers could write down a student and what they did to celebrate it. It was always good to read it out in a good... That's cool. I like that. So like a list of students who've done like some really good things. That is my kind of school. Your school sounds fantastic. Well done, Wiltshire. Willow says, I started year 8, year 7 England, and I'm loving it. And I got a positive ping today in art. Yay. Oh, I've heard about it. And netball, nice one. Netball's a great sport. Netball's so underrated how hard it is to score. Basketball's got the backboard, but netball, you've got to be like really like on it. My school gives out 5 certificates so you can get awarded for good qualities. Nice. I hear that a lot. That's a good one to do, that is. We've got a super chat. Bob Thomas, thank you so much. Everyone give Bob Thomas a like. Thank you, Bob. Don't forget, guys, if you're hitting a super chat, what you put on there, you can also write a comment to me, ask me a question. I will read out what you write, so be careful, be cheeky. Hi, sir. You may remember me from such things as... Sorry. Last time, I have a question, sorry. It's that time of day. Yes, the end of the week, I know. I have a question. How do I revise my maths for an exam? I got like 10 pieces of homework a week. Each takes 30 minutes. I can hardly get any time anymore. That is really difficult. If that is what you are right, and you're not exaggerating that one, I generally believe that you can only do as much as you can. You've got to have a social life as well. You've got to have downtime. If you can do it after school, like in the library or after school club, or just when you're walking home, like, and you get in from the house and can you quickly make a snack and do it, you might get into a better habit. I mean, the weekend's going to be your friend of a bit of study, so a few hours, but I'd say like you want to do about 20, 25, 30 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, that is difficult. The other thing I would say is, has anyone ever done like a homework club with their mates? That's always a cool thing to do. Like, oh right, I've got some friends coming over. Let's do a homework club, because that might be a good thing to do as well. Hello, someone smashed on the super chat. Yes, Josh Dover, highest super chat tonight. How do I get your auto? I have a YouTube channel, or as an autograph. Josh, that's amazing. You have that. Look, I do go to work, and I don't. I do meet and greets, so I'm hoping to do Great Yarmouth Comic Con this year in Great Yarmouth, obviously. So I'm going to speak to organisers there. It's been a couple of years since I did the last one. I do go to lots of events, so I'll let you guys know in my frequent live shows. Look out on my YouTube posts as well. I'll certainly let you know if I'm going to be somewhere, and you can meet up with your family and friends as well, because you've got to keep these meetups really safe and properly. I wouldn't say I'll meet up in the city, because that's a bit dodgy. But I do meet and greets at proper public events with my family come along as well. So you'll just have to keep an eye on my posts. I'll let you know where, obviously I don't want you to say where you're from. I would just keep a lookout, and if you think, oh yeah, I live near that area, oh yeah, I could go down there, I will be there. I'm doing Creator Fest on Thursday next week in London, so that's exciting. Might see some people there. Right, I'm here for another 5 more minutes, guys. I'm going to go. Prefer Ipswich over Norwich? No, you don't. Don't say things like that. Northern Ireland is the best country. Do a meet and greet there. I'd love to go to Northern. I've never been to Northern Ireland, never been to Ireland. Would love to do a meet and greet there. God, I'd love to just know what my audience is. I swear someone on here was from New Zealand. That's amazing. And Australia. I'm so lucky to have such a spread of amazing subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. It really does mean a lot to me. Where are we at? Crochet says, also, I started high school. I did read that. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry you've been going for that. Star Wars says, go to Country Antrim. Okay. What's this one? Crochet. You keep writing that. I have seen that and answered that one. I did answer that question earlier, so you don't have to keep spamming, okay? I did answer that one. Billy, I have been to Oxford and I'm going to get a job. My backup school is Cambridge. Imagine, you must be so smart if your backup one is Cambridge. I don't think I ever said that in a sentence, but well done to you for working so hard to get into that way of life. That's amazing. Hi, it's me again. I got 40 more detentions, 7 suspensions, and a partridge and a bear tree, 59 expulsions, 3 arrests, and made you read this again. I got 99% on my maths exam. I honestly don't know what to believe. I think the only thing that's true for there is the 99% of your maths thing. You sound like one of my students. Yeah, I had a fight with him, and then I took him out, and the police turned up, and I took them out, and then the fire brigade turned up and took them out, and Postman Pat and his cat turned up and took them out. And you're like, and the mum's like, he didn't. He was just at home. We played GTA. What about who? Shipley. Do you know? I think I've been near Shipley before. Shipley, that's up north. I have to do a trip, won't I? I have to do like an events trip. I will let you guys know. It is obviously it's coming up to Halloween half term. I would generally let you know if I'm going on a family outing or a family trip, like around the country. Like last year I went to Chesterton. Oh my god, when I went to Chesterton Wild Adventures, I met so many followers. It was insane. But yeah, if I am going anywhere, I will let you guys know, and that could potentially be like a nice meet and greet, isn't it? So, but yeah, we've got to keep things safe. 6-7, you're all saying 6-7. How dare you? Right, guys, I'm going to head off. Thank you so much for a lovely chat tonight. It's been a brilliant show. So the conclusion is, I think lots of schools come up with their own type of categories and awards. I think the best one I've heard tonight is a book where teachers during the week write in things that have been happening and the students get a shout out. I think that's really nice. I think further to that, I would then have a text message system from the school secretary, then copying those messages to the families so they can read that. I love that. And that brings me to my final thing and my final thought. Star of the Week, I think, should be for everyone. And have multiple purposes to it, and maybe some subcategories like attainment or how hardworking someone was, or the effort, or their attendance. Maybe if they're working, like if they're attending in lessons on time. They don't have to always be there, but if they're on time and punctual. So anything like that, subcategorize these things, and it gives a better spread, and everyone then gets an idea why they got the award more. Anyway, your thoughts. Do we keep it? Do we scrap it? Do we change it? I'd love to know. Hit the comments section. I will be in there later on tonight and for the rest of the time that this video goes up. And thank you very much. And once again, you've been amazing subs. I think the world of you guys. You're fantastic. And I'm out.